Iran-Israel news today. Israel-Iran conflict and India's precarious balance. After Hamas attacked Israeli settlements and forces near Gaza on October 7, West Asian tensions remain high. After Hamas attacked Israeli settlements and forces near Gaza on October 7, West Asian tensions remain high. Hamas killed many and kidnapped dozens. Israeli aggression to eliminate Hamas has shifted global opinion toward the Palestinians. Critics of Israel's vast destruction have cited their disdain for civilian lives. The Israeli military has attacked Hamas fighters, leadership, and civilian infrastructure like hospitals, churches, and mosques. Israel believes Hamas exploited these sites as cover, including secret tunnels for hostages and militants. A brief ceasefire gave residents who had fled their homes a little respite from sickness and starvation in makeshift shelters. Despite domestic scrutiny for his perceived affiliation with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, U.S. President Joe Biden has unable to encourage Israel to slow its war actions. Israeli public dissatisfaction has risen again due to the hostages' release failure. Israeli forces are close to entering Rafah, Gaza's final major city, causing tension. On April 1, Israel bombed the Iranian diplomatic residence in Damascus, killing 7 Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps members. 3 high-ranking officers who coordinated with Iranian allies including Hezbollah in Lebanon and Bashar al-Assad in Syria died. This strike, like the U.S. killing of Major General Qasem Soleimani, gave Israel a strategic win. It also drew criticism for breaking diplomatic mission sanctity norms. With tensions rising, Iran's response became a concern. It was unlikely that Iran would accept the setback without reprisal. Iran responded by firing about 300 ballistic and cruise missiles, including drones, at an Israeli air base in the southern desert on April 13 to 14. Despite this tremendous onslaught, Israel's Iron Dome, Air Force, and U.S. naval forces and planes intercepted all but 7 missiles. Shrapnel injured only 1 Arab girl, according to Israel. The G7 responded harshly to Iran's reply compared to Israel's initial provocation, necessitating urgent talks. The Indian government's approach is significant. It expressed concern about rising tensions and international norms but did not denounce the bombing of the Iranian embassy in Damascus. India's hesitancy to oppose Israel's targeting of Gazan civilians reflects its consistent advocacy for international humanitarian law. The bilateral labor transfer deal between India and Israel, completed during Israeli Foreign Minister Eli Cohen's visit last year, has raised concerns, unsurprisingly. Around 80,000 and 17,000 West Bank and Gaza Palestinians have worked for Israel. Israel aims to replace these workers with Chinese, Sri Lankan, and Indian workers after the October 7 incident. Bangladesh is missing on this list, presumably owing to worker religion. Israel wants 42,000 Indian construction workers and 8,000 healthcare workers. Soon after dispatching the last group of workers, an Indian travel advisory warned of the increased hazards of traveling to Israel, drawing attention to this agreement. Conciliating policies from several branches of government is difficult. This deal affects more than worker safety. Since 2014, the BJP-led government has shown that Israel is special to it. Even when a close confidant advised him to alter his anti-Muslim views, Lal Krishna Advani's first foreign visit to Israel did not change his aggressive views. Israel has enormous backing in India, but Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Benjamin Netanyahu are more than buddies. The Israeli coalition government has extremist right-wing ministers, yet the Indian leadership seems unconcerned by growing interaction. Even though Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich controls the occupied West Bank and advocates for settlement expansion, the Indian government seems unconcerned. The selection of 2007 terrorism convict Itamar Ben-Gvir as National Security Minister is alarming. Ben-Gvir's backing for free fire authorization for security personnel against Palestinians is suspicious. The reported delivery of Pegasus, a highly intrusive phone-tapping malware, to Indian agencies highlights the possible risks of India-Israel relations. The Indian government's strategy of prioritizing labor recruitment over Palestinians is myopic, especially given the 8 million-strong Indian diaspora in the Arab Gulf. This rush to promote large-scale job placements abroad, especially as the Lok Sabha election approaches, ignores the opposition's critique of massive home unemployment. We expect the UAE and Saudi ruling families, eager to interact with Israel, to quell any backlash. Recent events, such as the 6 Gulf Coordination Council members gathering in Doha to approve a vision for regional security that recognizes Israel's rightful role in regional security, also emphasized the Palestinian issue. In reaction to public displeasure in Gulf nations, individual entities may gradually reduce Indian recruitment. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has balanced India's relations with Iran and Israel. Official utterances demonstrate a disconnect in empathy for Israel. If Israel directly retaliates against Iran, this balance may be harder. Israel has used cyber-sabotage and targeted assassination of Iranian nuclear scientists until now. However, a direct military attack could exacerbate regional tensions. Israel-Iran tensions have cleverly diverted attention from Gaza, giving Prime Minister Netanyahu a timely distraction. This deflects attention from civilian losses and reduces pressure on Netanyahu to resign and run again. Forewarnings and targeting an isolated airbase appear to have minimized collateral damage in the Iranian attack. U.S. assistance further reduced the impact. Pakistan's 2019 retribution for Balakot, where strikes targeted deserted Indian military facilities, is similar. In both cases, the goal was to calm public opinion without escalation or reprisal. Israel can prevent a greater conflict by not escalating. If Israel attacks Iran's strategic nuclear sites, Iran may respond more aggressively. After analyzing the previous attack, Iran may exploit Israel's defense system vulnerabilities. The world waits for a peaceful resolution as tensions rise.